What's up, guys? LQ here with the LQ Review, here to talk about Daryl Dixon Episode 3. And let's just get this right out of the way immediately at the beginning of this review. This was the weakest episode we've had so far of Daryl Dixon. Only 3 episodes in. This is the weakest episode. That's not to say it's bad. There are certainly other iterations of The Walking Dead that have had episodes that are way worse than this one. The reason this one is the worst episode, though, is because they get sidetracked in Paris, and I really feel like the story stopped getting told. I wouldn't call this a filler episode. We learned more about Isabella. We learned more about Laurent, whatever the boy's name is. We definitely learned more about Quinn and kind of the whole side thing that's going on with Codron or whatever his name is, experimenting on walkers, creating variants. So we definitely learned a lot here. So I wouldn't call it filler. What I would call it is not terribly interesting. I wouldn't call it a very interesting episode. First of all, you had Daryl do what I knew Daryl or somebody was going to do and start explaining away the specialness of this kid. And you know what? Maybe he's not special at all, and that's fine. It's not the direction I wanted them to go with it. I wanted them to definitely take a more supernatural take on it. I knew that they wouldn't, but I wanted them to. But it just kind of bothers me for whatever reason, Daryl's cynicism. I don't know. I think he's seen too much and survived too much to still be cynical. But I think what really bothered me in this episode was just the cartoonishness and the outlandishness of it. And I realize Paris is an outlandish place. But one of the earliest scenes in this episode is a conductor who is conducting walkers that he has tied up to musical instruments, and just stupid. It looked stupid. It sounded stupid. The concept was stupid. Everything that I was watching during the scene was stupid. And Daryl says as much, but I don't know, man. Would people do that, you think? I don't know. I mean, there's some stupid people out there, but I just don't know. Would people do that? But I think what really started bothering me was they ended up in a nightclub where Isabel meets Quinn again, and she's trying to get Daryl a boat. Man, you got people drinking. You've got people doing drugs. You've got socializing, just like before the Walker apocalypse started. People singing on stage. And I'm like, you know something? In a survival situation, the apocalypse is here. There's zombies everywhere. They're trying to eat you if you make one wrong step. I don't know if pumping myself with drugs and alcohol is such a good idea. I mean, okay, it's not a good idea regardless. But in this situation, it seems especially like a bad idea. So, I don't know. I think that they really wanted to kind of paint Paris as this unique place from other places Daryl had been. The problem is that I don't know how they all survived because they're stupid. Going to clubs, drinking, doing drugs, singing, attaching instruments to walkers. I don't know. None of this is intriguing to me. I want to see a rebuilding of society, not a rebuilding of the the worst parts of society. I don't know. The kid might still be the Messiah. Probably not. Probably not. but it would be interesting to see him take that route. Listen, this was the good stuff here focused on the relationship between Daryl and Isabel. The bad stuff here was most of it. And I don't know. Like I said, it wasn't the train wreck that we've seen other episodes of The Walking Dead and other series be. I enjoyed getting through this episode. Enjoyed watching it. It just wasn't. It wasn't as good as the first two. Not anywhere near. So that's my take on this episode of Daryl Dixon, episode 3. What did you think of it? Let me know in the comments below.